Hi guys, this is Patricia from Yarn and Cat Crochet. If you hear little bells jingling in the background, that's Kage. His collar has a bell, just in case he gets outside. So the birds hear him coming and we can hear him if we get a hold of him. He hasn't tried to get outside yet, but you know, overabundance of caution. That's what they're going to put on my gravestone. She had an overabundance of caution. But anyway, I thought this is a pretty springy color. It's Premier Home Cotton, and it's 85% cotton, 15% polyester, so it'll hold up a little bit more. And it is, I'm trying to find the color, citrus. That's easy. Okay. But anyway, I've got, I thought I would make a washcloth out of this color while we were sitting and chatting. I've got my fall mug, even though it's spring. My husband finally trimmed my rose bushes, although I've got to get a better trimmer because that one just kind of harshes the branches. So the top looks, kind of cut up till leaves come on it, but I'm going to get me a better trimmer. The trimmer isn't bad, it just is not good enough for my rose bushes. But anyway, so I got my coffee. So this is going to be a little crochet and chat. So, let me take a taste. That's coconut. So, get your work in progress, or get you some coffee and a snack if you just want to listen, because I'm going to tell you about our tornado warning day that we had a couple of days ago. Turned out to be a mother-son shopping trip. I know it sounds dangerous, and I am the least person to be dangerous, so it sounds like it's not me, right? Well, I'll tell you about it, and then you'll understand. But anyway, get your work in progress. I've got, this is Stitch Soak Scrub by Lion Brand in the pink. Now, the reason why I picked the pink for this is because I wanted to see the contrasting color. I do have orange, and I can do this with orange, and I'll probably do one with orange. But, I also have green that I could use with it because there's the green in there. But I want to see what the pink would look like. Live a little on the wild side. So anyway, I hold two strings together. I hold the cotton string and the plastic string together. And it makes it a little difficult. You get, if you watch my first tutorial on how to make a washcloth, which wasn't great, but it does tell you how. If you know all the basic stitches, you'll be fine with that tutorial. It wasn't per se a beginner's tutorial. It was just a tutorial on how I do a washcloth. And this is also not a tutorial. It's just crochet and chat, but I'll talk you through it in points. But anyway, you want to leave a long enough tail that you could work it in, weave in the ends at the end. And also have enough to tie a knot in it, because so that your dishcloth stays sturdy. And I'm using a homemade clay handled number 5 hook, and the hook is Boy. And I left enough of the hook where you could see it's an H8, but I put the number size on the handle. I just poked in the number. If you guys have never done that, I mean, you pay really good money for ergonomic handles and stuff like that. I got this set for like $2. The whole crochet hook set. I can't remember if it goes up to, I think it goes up to a 6.5. But you can get hook sets that go higher, or just buy you the higher ones in the group, get you the small set that goes up to 6.5 and then buy you the 7, 8, 9 or whatever. But these are just Boye, Boye. Got them off of Amazon, around $2. It might be a little bit more now because of the price increase. And then I got online and found somebody who knew how to do the tie-dye effect. It looks like orange camo to me. That's what it looks like. But it's the tie-dye effect. And it's not perfect. You can see where it's lumpy bumpy in some places. And nobody I've seen does this. Hold on, let me see if I can get this string out of your way. Here, we'll just take the string off. See how it's like rectangle on there? That was for me to get a good hold on it. I hold my needles pencil. Some people hold them steak knife or knife, and that's cool. But I hold my pencil. So I wanted to be able to get a firm grip on it. And that's what I did. So it's not round there. It's round everywhere else. And it's not perfect. You can tell where it's just lumpy bumpy. But I just, I'm not a professional. I'm not going to sell them. I made a set for my mom in purple and pink tie-dye. But it was real easy. Maybe one day I'll get on there and do that. But basically, you just go and find clay handle tutorial, crochet hook. I mean, just get in there and type in some keywords and look it up. There's a bunch of them, and I don't remember the one, the actual lady that I got this from. But I saw how she made the tie-dye, and then I just decided, okay, I'm going to do it. And I ended with a longer hook. Some people end it, closer. But I don't like that because you might need a longer piece. But I also didn't want to cover up the, that it's an H8. 5 millimeter is covered up. But I put 5. I just took a little... You can't hardly see it. But I just took a little needle like this, and I poked 5 in there. And then it tells you what temperature all of them do. You can get on there. It's around 200 and something. 215, 250, I don't know. And it tells you how long to bake it in the oven. And do that. And if you got a really hot oven... not all ovens are the same, then maybe cut back the baking time a little bit. And then one thing that happened, and it won't show up on the camera, but the different colors they kind of got on these Boye ones. I don't know if all of them will do it. They kind of got this little speckly effect. It stays smooth, but the paint... I don't know, it kind of made it look a little neon, and I can't show you, it won't show up on the camera. If I had the green one, you could see it, but it made them prettier, and it doesn't, it's still smooth and everything, it didn't affect this. And then you can seal this clay. This one's not sealed, but they have this UV sealant, but I recommend... if you do that, don't do what I did. I got a foam and I stuck them all down in the foam, and then I painted it and left it outside. Well, the problem was, because the sun is also UV, so it will seal it. The problem is it dripped. So if you're going to do that, don't leave it. Stay there, because if it's dripping, you can get it with a paper towel or something and get it off, because it'll dry smooth, but you'll have lumpy bumps on the set that I did. My mom had a few lumpy bumps on the metal here, but I'm going to do her another set, and I'm going to do me another set, because it was just fun. If you want a project just to get your mind off of all your other projects, you just want to get out of your head for a little bit, this is fun. It's like playing with Play-Doh, and you get a really nice set of ergonomic hooks. I love my hooks. And I paid, well, you know, you can get the Fimo clay now at the Dollar Tree. So your cost is, negligible, or is that the right word? That's not the right word, I don't think. Your cost is just minimal. So anyway, I did all that talking, but it was about yarn related material. So I want to tell you, sorry guys, I'm trying to get settled here. This is my UK shirt, Kentucky Wildcats. We're a basketball family, but only UK. My son goes to IU, but I told him, I said, if you ever got tickets to a basketball game, just know your mom's showing up in a Kentucky shirt. I love you, son, but not that much. That's not true. The shirt thing is true. I'm not going to an IU game and wear an IU shirt. I'm loyal. That's what it is. So anyway, I got 5 stitches here. Hold on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, guys. 10. I can't hardly talk and crochet at the same time. I can knit. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I chain 17 and I leave it loose. See how it kind of makes it look sparkly, that plastic yarn in there. But anyway, Kage is now at my feet and he's paying attention. So I may get attacked. So anyway, I was going to tell you about oh, there he is. Hold on, gotta move my coffee. Hi, Kage. Are you checking everything out? Yeah, what's that? You want to say hi to the people? Come here. Oh, man. Oh, you got tiny, tiny ribs. Yeah, you don't want to squish them. Oh, hello. Say hi, I'm Kage. Oh. Come here, baby. He has got copper color eyes, but in the videos, it's hard to tell, and sometimes they look green when I take a picture of him. But they are, in fact, like a light orangey color. And his little name tag is right there. It's backwards. Oh, he likes his little chin to be scrubbed. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's got very sharp claws, and he's a baby. I mean, he's a year old, but he still acts like a baby. And I am clawed up one side and down the other. But he's a good boy. He holds on, and he's afraid, so it took him a while to get used to us. He was in a hoarding situation, and the Humane Society stepped in and got all the cats, and he was the last one to get adopted out of that whole set, so they're all adopted now. So anyway, so that day, I forget what the day, it was a Monday, so it had to be last Monday. I had a appointment to get my blood drawn because there is something up with my liver. We don't know yet. But anyway, so it was a tornado warning day. Not warning, watch. Tornado watch. We get a lot of those. Being here in southern Indiana, we get a ton. So anyway, by the way, I do this single crochet. I do 17. I go in the second hole from the hook. And I do, so it's basically 15 stitches. And I do single crochet all the way across. just in case you don't want to watch the tutorial, then you at least have the info while you're sitting here watching me do this. So, anyway, the first row is hard to hold on to because you don't have hardly anything. You don't have hardly anything to do. Let's see. So I believe today is Tuesday. I don't know what I'm hearing in the background. Sounds like the garbage truck. Oh, it could be the limb people. Yeah, there's a lot of limbs. You might hear some limb grinding. They're down because of the storm that we had. So they said it was going to be a bad one and to watch it. And we had a couple of watches that day. And it was pouring down rain the whole day. I was in and out of the car, soaking wet. But so the first stop was at the blood draw. Oh no, it wasn't a blood draw. I was having my ultrasound on my liver. So anyway, I've been to the hospital or the doctor's office so many times this last couple of weeks because I had to have blood tests and everything. But anyway, so I got my ultrasound, and it was the day after, you guys. It was the anniversary of the 2012 tornado in Henryville, which my son went to the Henryville school. That happened March 2nd. Well, it was March 3rd. That was the day. So, whatever day that was, but I believe it was a Monday. Well, it might not have been a Monday. Well, whatever. Whatever. It was that day that I went and got the ultrasound. So, we have a little bit of backstory. Our house is shaped like a box, and all the walls are outside walls. There is not an inside wall. Well, except for you if you count the one in the kitchen, but it still has an outside wall. So, if the window blew in, you'd get hurt. There's only, we have no closets. There's a teeny tiny one in my bedroom that's on an outside wall. And it, it'll hold. It's more like a small hall closet than anything, but it's not because there's no halls in this house. Just think of a box and think of it cut into 4 with a bathroom added on the back. And so the bathroom being on the outside wall, so there's all outside walls in every room. Living room, bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, And it's a tiny house. My husband calls it a grandma. It's a grandma house. But anyway, so we were like, there's no basement. So in a tornado, if you live in a tornado area and you don't know anything about it, listen up. In a tornado, you want to be in the smallest space with 4 walls that you can be, like a closet. Because if the roof caves in or something, you have the stronger support of the smaller space, so things can't fall down on your head. And you want to be in the most interior part of your house and as low as you can get. During that tornado, we found out a lot of things. Hallways are not a good place to be because you get, the suction, so anything in the hallway is going to get slammed into you. And also about the surface area, everybody who, which everybody did survive except for in our town, in Henryville, everybody did survive except for one man. He was an older man, and he was outside looking at the storm coming. Is what we most everybody does. I mean, we weren't as scared of it. We just weren't. We'd had so many tornado warnings and watches, and we were just immune, to it. Well, but everybody that was home and that their house got, another town over, a lot of people didn't make it. It was the same tornado. But in our town, everybody survived except for that one man. But anyway, people that made it were in closets, and they were in this one house. It got the whole house swept away. The closet was left sitting there. No kidding. I mean, I laugh, but it's not funny. It's just amazing. This lady that I knew took her kids in the closet. The church, there was this church. It was the church where Colonel Sanders from KFC, his family lived in that little town over from Henryville. We actually still consider it Henryville, but it's called Otisco. But yeah, he helped get that church rebuilt. The 30, or not 30, was it? Well, however, it was a long time in between the two major tornadoes that went through that area. But he had it rebuilt then, and the mayor of Scottsburg helped that church, this tornado, in 2012, he helped get, these things built back up. But anyway, that church, everybody went down in the basement. Church is gone. Everybody went down in the basement into there was a cinder block closet. And it was small, but everybody jammed themselves into there. And that was the only thing that was left. Just a small surface area on the top to help anything falling, sorry about my jiggly arms, to help things not to fall in on your head. So closet, most inner part of your house, and as far down as you can go if you have a basement. Okay, so my house has no closet, no basement. So when tornadoes happen, we're a little scared after that initial tornado. We weren't scared before, we are now. So I was like, well, I have a doctor's appointment. And one thing you're not supposed to do is get in your car and try to outrun the tornado and get away. But we just had a warning, and a watch. It wasn't a watch, means there could be potential for one, and a warning means they've seen one. So you just want to, get in your safe place. Well, we don't have a safe place, and we don't have a outside area to go run to. So I was like, well, I have to go to the doctor's office. If one hits while we're in the doctor's office, there's plenty of places to go in there. And so after that, we could go, and my son, he was the one really that said, let's go to the mall. They have plenty of places you can go, the bathrooms or whatever. If when they call one, you hear, not only will you hear the sirens, but they'll call it over the speakers to get in a safe spot. But anyway, so we went to Books A Million. Yep, this is my story of my shopping trip during the tornado watch of 2023, and there's going to be many more because this weather system is just so basically after I do 15, I go up, I forget how many rows. On that tutorial, it'll tell you. But basically, I think it was 16 rows. You just stop when it gets big enough for you. And it gets, tangled, so you have to, sometimes undo a stitch and restart it, But anyway, so we went to Books A Million. And I want to show you that, oh man, let me get this row finished, and I'm going to show you what I got at Books A Million. So we were just going to pretty much stay at the mall, but we were there for a really long time, and we looked at all the shops and talked to some friends that work at the Shoe Sensation. Shoe Sensation was one of the jobs my son had while he started out at Route 21, ended up at Shoe Sensation while he was still in high school. And then when he got more grown, he worked still at Shoe Sensation for a little bit. That's 2 rows on that thing. I'm just doing single crochet, regular single crochet, and then, you know, so that pink didn't take too much away from it. It actually makes it look more tropical. So that's cool. You want some happy stuff while you're having to do the yucky dishes. But anyway, so at Books A Million, I got this book called Desolation Canyon. Okay, so it was originally $27.99. I got it for was it $6.97, and I didn't even pay that because my son paid it for me. But isn't that really cool? I'm always attracted to the colors. The colors draw me over to the books. Okay, so if you guys don't know Books A Million, it's a bookstore, obviously, that has tons of brand new books, but they also have a clearance section. I go straight to the clearance section. And this is, of course, a murder mystery because they're my favorite. And then when I'm over there, my eyes are bad. So I'm like looking for the bright colors, you know. So this one had some orange, is one of my favorite colors, in case you couldn't tell. And then my little ear pods. Everything's orange. But anyway, so the colors on this one drew it to me. And then it's a murder mystery, and then that's a new author. So I haven't read her yet. So I'm hoping that she is a good murder mystery writer, because I've found a new set of books. You know, you read through, like, I've read all the Bones books, Kathy Reichs, Reichs. I've read pretty much everything she's written, so you run out of books to read. And I'll reread books sometimes, but only if it's been a really long time, and I usually can still remember everything, so I don't reread very often, unless I totally just don't want to sit alone with my own thoughts. So anyway, in Books A Million, we looked at my son likes the manga books, and I like the murder mystery books. So we split up. It's real easy for me to wheel myself around in there. I can walk, but with a walker, and I'm very unstable. So I save my strength for, like, in the house or to and from the car. I hold on to somebody, but if I'm tired, then I just use my wheelchair, especially when we're shopping in big places like the mall, because I'll be in bed for like a week after that if I try and do anything more. and it's you know, it's kind of dangerous too. I could fall and hit my head. But anyway, so I wheeled myself around in the Books A Million because it's really easy, and looked around at all the wonderful books. And then after we left the Books A Million, I thought, I want to go to the Dollar Tree. I mean, if we gotta waste time and we don't want to be out in the elements, which, by the way, between each place, I was out in the rain. But and then that's why I haven't done a couple of videos this week, because of my rheumatoid kicked in, and I had I guess you'd call it a relapse or something, and I couldn't lift this left arm, and couldn't bend this right arm. I couldn't bend this left elbow. It was just, you know, I call it a rheumatoid attack, but it's just, it's basically where all the white blood cells find your good cells, and they start multiplying in there, thinking they're fighting cancer or something, which they're not. They're just fighting your regular healthy cells. But so all that buildup of the white blood cells makes your joints swell. So then I can't do anything. And I know everybody says you got to keep moving through, you got to keep moving through. I do. But I take the first day just to rest, because if you keep injuring yourself, you know, you're never going to get better. So I just rest the first day, and then I make myself move through. Sometimes to lift and get something, I have to do this and just make my arm do the motion. But it works. I've got a system, people. It works. And but anyway, so yeah, getting in and out of the car in the rain was like bad. But I had the best time, and we got special coffee. I like coconut cold brew, and I had enough points on my app. They just scan your phone. I had enough points on my app to get a free coconut cold brew, which is $6.97 value or something like that. And so I got a special coffee, and that was really cool. And then at the Dollar Tree, I was a big spender that day. I spent $1.25. Or is that yeah, the dollar, it's the $1.25 store now. I got me Stitch socks. Woo woo woo. Let me see. Yeah, $1.25. They're Disney. Yeah, you can see the Disney label. They're Disney socks. They're at the Dollar Tree. I love Lilo and Stitch. They're one of my favorite. I've got a ton of Stitch socks, and will be buying more in the future. This is Lilo and Stitch just sing to my inner child. I was a lot like Lilo when I was little. There's this part where she throws on Elvis on the record player, which I love, and his music anyway. And she throws herself down on the floor, and she turns on the record player. Yes, I had a record player growing up. And she's talking, her sister's talking to her through the door, and she's just depressed, and she lays back, on the floor and says, "Leave me alone to die." I was that kid, At one point, she gets a pickle jar, and she dresses up these little spoons in little hula skirts to make them look like her friends who have wronged her. She puts them all in the pickle jar and shakes it up, and the social worker looks at her, and she goes, "These are my friends. They need to be punished." I know it's a little dark, but sometimes don't you just feel like that? I think it's healthy in a way, because you just get it out, But anyway, she's just so funny, and I don't know. I like the humor. And then Stitch, he's just so cute. I'm totally into all the cute characters, like in Star Wars, the Porg, those little birds. I mean, they're just so cute to me. And in The Mandalorian, Grogu, the baby Yoda, which he's not Yoda, we all know, but all those characters, I'm just really in that. Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I just love all those little characters. But anyway, so Lilo and Stitch just speaks to my heart. And that's the thumbnail picture you see is a shirt that my mom has bought me. And the thing was, she was so excited. She goes, "You're going to love it. I can't wait till it gets to your house." And I'm like, okay, cool. I can't wait. And then she put her address in the wrong spot, and it got delivered to her. And she was really bummed, and I felt so bad. But she's going to mail it off today. But she sent me the picture of what it looked like, and it's a Clover covered a Stitch character, and it says, "Let the shenanigans begin," because it's it's like a St. Patrick's Day shirt. So I love St. Patrick's Day for several reasons. Um, you know, I just like St. Patrick and what he, you know, who he was. And then uh, I like clovers. My grandpa was named Patrick, and and he passed away near St. Patrick's Day, and I got a Irish cream coffee in his honor. Don't make me cry. It's been way too long. I just really loved my great grandpa, and he was my son's great great grandfather. My son was 4 when he passed. He has a picture when he was 2 months old sitting on his great great grandfather's lap, and that's no lie. How it happened was, in case you don't believe me, is everybody married young in our family. I'm talking 16, 17 in there. And so, and then my great grandfather lived for a very long time. You know, he was around when the rum runners were running moonshine, and you know, that's a whole big long story I could tell you, and I probably have in previous videos. But anyway, I just love my grandpa Patrick. I'm named after him, and I don't know, I really really miss him. So on St. Patrick's Day, which has nothing to do with him, I will get an Irish cream coffee in his honor and drink it to him. But anyway, so and plus, everybody is Irish on St. Patrick's Day. You can't help but celebrate, and we actually do have Irish, and it's not surprising being from around this area. The Irish people settled around here in Tennessee and Kentucky. It was a lot like their home, and so you'll run into a lot of people that have Irish and Cherokee in their blood. But yeah, so you know, St. Patrick's Day has a lot of meaning for me. And if you look up his story, he's pretty cool. And he taught about Jesus, and he taught about the Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, with the 3-leaf clover. So I mean, where the 4-leaf clover being lucky, the 3-leaf clover he used for to talk about you know, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. So I mean, there's so many different things about St. Patrick's Day that I really love. And then my brother Jesse was born in March on the 21st, which is really cool because Sam's birthday is the 22nd. Sam from Manfa's Makes. If you haven't checked her out, please do. I'll put her link in the description, provided I don't forget before we get there. But yeah, so so many good things have come out of March. All y'all that pray, and those of you that just give good vibes, will take whichever. My brother lost his puppy, I believe of 12 years. He was an oldie, but he was a tiny little gosh, I think he was a schnauzer. Oh, my mom will comment. She'll tell me exactly what he was, but he was looks like a little Scotty dog, and his name was Jefferson, and we called him Jeffy. We'd always say Jeffy, 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 and he was just amazing and adorable, and just cuteness on a stick, and he just, you know, he lived his full life. He died of old age. They told him at the the doctor's office that there was nothing really wrong with him. He's just got old. And so he passed away yesterday. And so any prayers, thoughts, or good vibes to go to my brother, because, you know, everybody knows how stressful that is to go through. So anyway, talking about my day out in a tornado watch. By the way, like I said, do not go out in a tornado watch. Get to the innermost part of your listen to your weatherman and get in the innermost part of your house. Get low. Have you some water and some flashlights and some non-perishable food, and stay safe. Stay in the house. But it wasn't safe in our house, so we just went to the stores and just in case we could get into where they do have safe spaces. The next time I move, we've been here 10 years. The next time I move, I'm definitely getting a place that has a basement. And then I'm building me a brick closet. They have storm shelters that you can put in your backyard that are supposed to be not blown away by the wind. I don't see how that works, but they have them, but they're really, really expensive. And there's a church in town that will offer a place to be in their basement. But the thing is, what if that person gets waylaid before they get to the church, you know, and you're out in the storm and no place to go. So we just went to the mall and the Dollar Tree and Walmart. We walked around Walmart looking at stuff that they had. Oh, I did go into the yarn section, and I saw, now they did have a lot of Easter colors, but they had the darker Easter colors, I call it the more neon Easter colors. So neon pink and blue and green. So I mean, you could do alternative bright colors. But they had a good selection. The prices were not too off from what you get from like the yarn companies. But I didn't see anything that I wanted, so I didn't get any yarn. I know, shocker, right? Otherwise, this would be a yarn haul video. But no, we just did that, and and we got, I call it the Hungry Panda, but it's Panda Express. The logo reminds me of Kung Fu Panda. Jack Black plays the panda on that one, and he's always hungry. In case you haven't seen Kung Fu Panda, and so in my mind, my mind's a little weird. I associate things with other things, and when I think of the Panda Express, I think of the Hungry Panda, so that's what I call it. Let's go to the Hungry Panda, but it's Panda Express, and we got American Chinese food, and ate that, and let's see, and I told you about the coffee shop. That's pretty much it. I mean, the book and the socks were the only thing I bought, and I didn't pay for the book. My son bought it for me. But if I see some stitch socks, I'm going to buy them. And especially for $1.25, are you kidding me? If they'd have had different ones, I'd have had more. I'd have come out of there with all the kinds. So I have Porg socks from Star Wars, and I've got, Moana. I got Hi the chicken, and I got the pig, which I can't remember his name. But I got the socks from there, and then I've got like 1,000,000,001 Stitch socks, Lilo and Stitch. And but anyway, so that day was so we stayed in the towns where most of the storm wasn't. So we got away from our town, which is usually tornado central whenever there's a storm that comes through. And there was flash flooding, but we didn't encounter it. We stayed, like I said, in the towns where the storm mostly wasn't. So all we had to do is deal with the rain, basically. And disclaimer, don't go out during a tornado. If you have a safe place to be, get in it. Just in case I get some kind of a ban on this video because of talking about going out and shopping during a storm. That's very, very stupid. And but anyway, there were trees down all over the place, but we didn't come across them because we were in the towns that like I said, the storms weren't. It was just the rain that we encountered. And we got soaked, and I paid for it for a couple of days. I haven't done any crochet because whether you realize it or not, you use your muscle in your shoulder a lot when you crochet. Just do the motions. If you hold a pencil, if you hold the crochet hook pencil especially, just do the motions, and then you concentrate on your shoulder, and you realize the muscles you use. And then you just use muscles all the way up your arm when you crochet. So I stayed away from that for a couple of days because I didn't want to aggravate it. But anyway, so that was our little adventure. Yeah, I had a blast that day. I hadn't been shopping with my son in a long time. We used to do it all the time. He had so many days that he could miss from school growing up, and he's a straight A. Oh, he's in college now. He's 25. He took 1 year off, just to decide what he was going to do. But he's on the dean's list. Woo! At IU Southeast, IUS, Indiana University Southeast. They have, I think the main one, the IU that plays the basketball is in Bloomington, I think. But yeah, he goes to this one, which is a branch of it. But anyway, yeah, he made the dean's list. Woo! So proud of him, even now as a grown man at 25. But he's going to be an English teacher, so I'm very, very, very proud of him. Following his dreams. But anyway, what was the point in that? I don't know. But, oh, yeah, so we used to go shopping a lot because he'd get straight A's and he'd always get his homework done. And he had, at the time, I think it was like 20 days you were allowed to miss. It's a lot less now, especially since they have the online option in case you have a snow day. COVID changed everything. But at the time when he was young and still in public school, if he didn't want to go to, if he was sick, of course, we kept him home. But if he just didn't feel like school that day, I was like, okay, we're going shopping. So we'd play hooky. And, of course, when I got low on days to use, the teachers would start sending notes and frown upon it. I flat out told a teacher one time, I'm like, look, he gets straight A's in your class, and he always does his homework. He never gives me any problems. If he feels like he doesn't want to be there and he has the days available to use and he can get his homework done, I'm going to take him shopping. I flat out told her what I was doing. So we'd have hooky days where we'd go out and have special coffee, and we almost always would go to the mall and Books a Million, but at one point it was still Barnes and Nobles, but um, we'd go places and shop. There's a mall over in Kentucky because we're just like 20 minutes away from Kentucky, Louisville, and there's a mall over there called Mall St. Matthews, and it's really pretty. Has the fancier stores, and we'd shop the clearance racks. I'd get his school clothes off clearance at PacSun and Aeropostale, and just all those shops that malls have, Banana Republic, stuff like that. I would just go get, I'd go to the clearance rack. You'd get, like at American Eagle, you'd get t-shirts for $5. Blue jeans sometimes for 10. They were clearanced. I mean, they may be one season away from, and by season I mean the style for that season. But we lived in rural Indiana, and I mean the kids may have been somewhat in style, but they weren't in style with New York. Okay, so the trends they lasted a little bit longer out in the sticks. So it didn't matter that they were last season's clothes, is what I mean. And he always wore name brand stuff, but it was always really, really cheap, and he's not spoiled. He well, he is and he isn't. He was okay with non-name brand stuff. I could get him the name brand stuff for really, really cheap. I'm a bargain shopper, buddy. I could take that dollar and spread it. My aunt and my mother, well, she's my great aunt, my Aunt Pat, but my aunt and my mom taught me how to thrift shop. And I can make even now, I've learned how to adjust to post-COVID prices, but if I buy anything for a regular price, it's because it was a good quality, something that was worth paying the price for, because I rarely ever pay full price for anything. I will wait for a sale. My husband will tell me, you won't get that particular thing, you better buy it now. And I'm like, look, if I wait long enough, I can find it. And I do, and I always get cheaper. And it's bragging, yes, I know, but I'm very proud of that fact. But anyway, yeah, I'll just wait. If it's not the price that I want it to be, I'll just wait. If I don't get it, means I wasn't supposed to have it, because I'm not spending full price on it. So, yeah, we just had a good day the other day, and I wanted to share it. I wanted to share it with you guys. It looks like we're almost an hour into this video, and probably most of y'all have only watched 5 minutes of it, according to my analytics. I have to stay away from the analytics because sometimes it gets me depressed. But anyway, but I know some of y'all probably watched it in parts and watched the whole thing. So if I hadn't just had a yarn giveaway, which by the way, go check it out. It's still going on. It's for like the whole month. I'd do a secret one in this one, but it's too close to the other one. And I am not made of money. I have to ship these things, so. But anyway, this is how far I got on the washcloth. Let's see, how many rows am I into it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I got 5 more rows to go. But you see how it's turning out. Kind of cute, isn't it? It's that pink and Stitch Soap Scrub and Premier Home Cotton and Citrus. You too can make your own washcloths. And also, I told you in the video that they're scrubby, but not so hard that it would hurt. You can make these as in lieu of a loofah to exfoliate. you could put it in a spa basket. Wouldn't that look how pretty that would be in a spa basket? So I put a picture of the t-shirt as my thumbnail that my mom got me, so you guys can see my St. Patrick's Day shirt. And as soon as I get it in the mail, she said she was going to mail it today, I will be wearing it. And I will let you know if this author is a good one, and if I enjoyed her. Like I said, I usually read murder mysteries, Kathy Reichs, and Joanne Fluke, and oh gosh, and just anyone, really. Any murder mysteries. I like figuring it out. But anyway, so I'll let you know how that book goes, and go to your Books A Million and look at the clearance area, because they have a lot of cool, all different kinds, and they've got learning books and just all the books in their store, basically, the clearance ones, the older ones, for around $5 or $6. And I've seen one for $3, but it just wasn't a book that I wanted. So never pay full price for your books, unless you have to get a book right when it comes out, like John Grisham or something. Because you have to have the whole collection, and you got to get it when it's the release date. I feel you there. But for the most part, I can wait. Not all your books are going to make it to the clearance. They're going to get sold out. So sometimes you have to do that pre-order. But anyway, everything's going good with the cat. I know a lot of you have been curious about him. Everything's going good with me, except for the liver thing, and right now we're just checking it out, find out what's going on. And I've been talking long enough, and hopefully there was enough crochet material in it for you guys. I do better when I'm knitting and talking, because knitting to me is just regular knitting. I'm not a knitter. Okay, I can't do the special stitches and stuff like that, not yet, but just the knit stitch. I could sit there and do the knit stitch all day long and talk to you and not have to look at my hands. But crochet is a little bit harder for me. It's not hard. I'm really good at crochet. It's just talking and crocheting is a little bit harder. So a Crochet and Chat, we'll have some crochet in it. Maybe not as much as you want. Now, if you wanted to watch a whole silent video, I could sit there and crochet for you the whole time. But anyway, I hope you guys got a little bit of work done on your whips, and that you had a fun listening to my convoluted story. Everything was true. But yeah, I like to do these crochet and chats and late night knitting chats. This is like first thing in the morning chat. And you got to see the cat, so that was a plus. And if you watched it all the way through, you're a rock star. Get yourself a pat on the back. And just remember, you could always put me on while you're cleaning the house and just listen. I do tell a lot of stories in my videos. They're true stories, but so you might just want to listen like a podcast, while you're cleaning or something. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, and enter the giveaway that's going on right now. And I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, spread your craft, spread your joy, help out a charity, do what you can in your own little corner of the world. But if you can't do any of that, at least while you're walking past somebody today, give them your best smile, because you never know how that's going to affect that person. And it's free to smile. It won't cost you nothing. It doesn't hurt. And, just spread a little joy by giving somebody a smile as they walk past. Let them know that you care about your fellow human beings. And if we all take care of our little corner of the world, those little corners will start meeting up, and the world will be a better place. Imagine if everybody did. We need a lot of joy in this world. So go out there, give them your best smile, and you just never know what that person's been through that day, and your smile might just be the thing that turns their whole day around. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.